Hey, hello, hi. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just gonna unpause and then I'll start explaining. So, welcome back to Build Showcase. It's obviously it's Driller's turn again, and so I wasn't sure what I was gonna do for this one. I have a couple of somewhat defined Driller builds, and I'm in sort of the process of actually having some interest in Driller, and I can see myself coming up with some more builds in the coming weeks, let's say. But I have apparently it's a false memory. I don't believe that it's a false memory. I remember Tyler telling me about a Goo Bomber special build. Apparently that never happened and doesn't actually have a Goo Bomber special build. Frankly, I don't believe him, given how terrible his memory is compared to mine at least. But apparently I was wrong. But then I kind of kept bugging him for a build because I felt like he had told me that he could give me one, and he said, "Oh, it was actually just a neurocorrosive catalyst thing." I was like, okay, well, I'll have that then. And he's like, well, you know, but it uses disperser compound. It's like, oh, I've already used disperser compound. Like, okay, well, don't use sludge blast then. It's like, no. Although he never actually gave me it, like in any kind of capacity, never, like, you know, typed it out or maybe made it on card and sent it to me or something like that. So I'm sort of being left to my own devices, really. And not that I could have waited. I could have actually outright asked him, like, you know, messaged him, but I decided to just, well, I have a window of time here to record, so I'm using it. And this is the build that I was experimenting with actually last night. And the idea just struck me, and I don't know where the idea actually came from. I don't think it came from trying to make Overcharger good, because I don't even know if I've actually succeeded at that. But it kind of came from, the realization that I had previously, is that Overcharger can at least do quite a lot of damage to frozen enemies. And then it was sort of like an evolution of that. So I'm actually going to quickly show you what I'm using, and I don't think I'm going to change it either. This is much more of an experiment. This is not a build that I'm really like locked into. This will end up with me either, you know, recommending or, you know, boycotting the build. So we're using Snowball, and I'll explain Snowball why in a minute, but Overcharger basically pushed to the limits. Tier 2 doesn't really matter, like the heat shield, but we want the damage because it's actually not area damage, it's actually charge shot direct damage as well as area damage, which is the important thing here, because we're actually using Overcharger for single target damage. That is the most important thing here. We take both of the damage upgrades for the charge shot. We take energy consumption for a very good reason. So the difference between taking that and not taking it is, well, so I guess Overcharger has two like major penalties. I think it's the two penalties actually. Is increased charge shot consumption, and slower cooling rate. So it doesn't take long for the charge, but by default it uses up 10 ammo per charge shot, which only nets you 12 charge shots, and that's assuming you don't ever shoot it normally, which we do. Also, that menace is going down. Oh, I didn't hit it. Oh fuck! That's the perfect target for this. I mean, okay. I want to get that menace properly.
Secondary objective has been achieved. Funds will be transferred to your accounts on mission completion.
This. Ooh, that's perfect. Okay, so that's kind of the idea here. So we get actually a total of 15 charge shots. Yeah, they take a long time to charge, but that's fine. I think it's worth it when you see what we can do. Like this Praetorian here. Now, so what's going on there, you might be thinking? Well, it has a lot to do with temperature shock, actually, because, yeah, the charge shots do normally deal direct damage. Also, there's a lot of flaws to this build, by the way. I just want to point that out immediately. I don't want to be any ambiguity there. This build's not that great. It's just an interesting experiment. Also, we can leave. Hold on, I need to... Nitro. Perfect. I think I definitely need to use HEs instead of impact axes. So, right. So what's going on here exactly? Well, when I realised that Overcharger, when I sort of just, you know, registered the fact that, I feel like everyone knows, the charge shots, the EPC charge shots, they do direct damage, right? But it's not something you really think about, especially not in relation to cryo. So, when I originally discovered this, okay, I'm actually going to do some talking here because that oppressor is going to be important in a minute. So nice music for talking. I sort of discovered, I guess, that is kind of a niche use for Overcharger, in that it's the most direct damage you can do in one shot as a driller. I think even more than the impact axes. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure it's definitely more than the impact axes. But then I realized if you use temperature shock as well by using Burning Nightmare, now you lose the actual area damage, but our damage is only 135. It's 135 direct and area damage. It's on the EPC, by the way. And temperature shock deals 200 damage, so we would technically be netting more damage if we hit them with Burning Nightmare. It also gives us the opportunity to actually hit more enemies as well and set them on fire. And the snowball comes into play because, well, when you think about it, if we want to use it for single target damage, we're thinking, yeah, Praetorians and Menaces and Wardens, sure. But what about things like Dreadnoughts and Oppressors that unfreeze quite quickly? Well, that's where snowball comes into play. The overclock that actually stops enemies from unfreezing, at least for a little bit. I don't know how effective it is actually against Dreadnoughts and Oppressors, but as far as I know, it should stop them from unfreezing because it does keep freezing them for a little bit, like a couple of seconds. This actually caused me to actually look into the freeze temperatures of these enemies, specifically Oppressors and Breeders, and I found out that it's actually 300, which means if you just use the normal cryo cannon to freeze them up to about a third, I would say a bit over a third, just to avoid them from avoiding being frozen. If you freeze them up to about a third of their health, or a third of the cooling meter, the freeze meter, and then use snowball, then it should freeze the Oppressor. So we're going to do that right now. And it should... Oh, okay, whatever. I'm just going to freeze it, but it should stay frozen for... Oh, no. Alright, fuck it. I'm going to do the snowball thing. So this should stay frozen for long enough. No. Okay. This is what it's all about, though. This is the experiment. And it's like... So now it brings up the question of if I should be using... increased charge speed. I don't think I should be. Obviously, we can still temp shock. I don't know. I don't know actually. So that's kind of weird. And I do think I think snowball should be able to do that. It's kind of like the only thing it's really good for. So I don't know how I feel about that. I guess that's why I should keep the impact axes and things like that. But yeah, so I'm not going to change much about the build, I don't think, because at this point, I think the point of the build is to see if there is a really good use for Overcharger. And I'm not saying this is a good use, I'm saying this is the only use though. I'm like 90% certain of that. I don't see how you could really... What else you could possibly do. Unless you were using it with Ice Spear for just using it as a grenade launcher basically, but if you're doing that you should probably be using Boiler Ray way quicker. Also for grunt like clear, we have the cryo cannon. The thing is, we rely on the cryo cannon a lot, which makes the ammo penalty of snowball really bad. Not the actual ammo consumption, just the fact that snowball comes with an ammo penalty is really felt here. Because we use it for swarm clear, as well as like taking out the terrors, and for freezing secret targets. So it's very ammo hungry cryo cannon. But yeah, it's a very strange build, and I need to get some breadth with it, which I think is kind of the point of this video. This really is an establishing video, but look, you know, you're not going to see builds like this if I spend a lot of time with them before recording, you know? I want to be able to experiment on this series, and this is an example of that. Also, this Jade is just going to put it in the drop pod. I know it doesn't count. It should count, by the way, but it doesn't.
Extraction commencing. Good
So,
work.
are we going to make any changes? I don't know. I'm thinking about the Flying Nightmare thing, and I think it needs to stay the same. I think we need to still be using Burning Nightmare. Because I think Containment Field has a weird relationship with like actually improving the charge shots, in that I don't think it actually benefits from the increased damage of the charge shots. Also, I hope you like my my driller. It looks pretty cool, I think. I think Containment Field does 240 damage. It doesn't say that it changes with upgrades, so I'm going to assume that it doesn't. which means we are getting far more single target damage out of using Overcharger. Obviously, we're sacrificing, I don't know, a better EPC overclock,
Assignment mission completed.
like persistent plasma, or heavy hitter even, heavy hitter especially actually. Escort duty, a basic escort duty. It's not a terrible thing. Obviously, we don't really have not going to be particularly good against the flying rocks though. Those difficult. Okay, so let's actually look at the cryo. So I took freezing power because I just think that's useful. Yeah, charge up time's good. Pressure drop rate is nothing. But freezing power is just the shit, you know. And it helps with fragile. Obviously, we need more ammo. We can't really justify taking anything else. Refill pressure chamber faster. Well, I don't like flow rate, and I feel like this does help. Ammo in tier 4, obviously. Okay. Tier 5, fragile. Why? Well, when it comes to single targets, we're freezing them with global. And we need fragile to take care of the grunt swarms, because we can't really do that any other way. We can with the drills, kind of. But yeah, it's a really finicky build, I would say. Anything you want to change about this? Well, charge speed is a tempting one, but I don't think it's actually going to change anything against an oppressor. I don't think, actually. I think I should take it to find out. I mean, it makes it so I really can't use the EPC outside of them, like charge shots. But then again, I was actually overusing the cryo cannon, so actually having less EPC ammo but having it be more easier to use might be conducive to a better experience. Yeah, and I'm thinking about the axes. Well, there's some things we're going to want to use axes on instead of a full EPC charge shot. So we kind of have 20, I guess, total single target shots in a way. Also, what the fuck? What was that? What was that? Did you see that? That was ridiculous. Also, I'm just going to change this because I like this. Not too married to the satchel charges in this build. Okay, I'm still not 100% sure about the impact axes. Like HEs. No, I think I need the impact axes actually. Annoyingly enough. Yeah, I mean this build kind of has a lot of gaps, you know. I don't think it's going to be good in a lot of missions. I think especially like rivals, definitely not. I would really not want to do that. But we are going to do this. We're going to do this escort duty. Next. Sort of proving to me, yes, for the build. It's also giving me a good reason to use 2 weapons that I'm not normally attracted towards, which I'm, as in, cryo cannon and the EPC would probably end up being the last ones I'd get the weapon maintenance paint jobs on, so I think it's actually a good time doing this. This might go badly. That is kind of the point. I want to make it very clear. This is an experimental video, right? It's not the same as Ice Storm, good or bad. So, this is still very much so going to be presented as a build showcase. But I just want you to know that doesn't mean I endorse it. Just because I'm showing it off doesn't mean I recommend it. I think that is implied that I'm recommending it, but I'm telling you now that I'm not. So obviously now we're actually starting the mission properly. I'll skip around sort of the boring bits. I mean, might say that's the whole video, the clever boys, but it's not. Yeah, I'll try and show mostly combat. Right?
We're sending in an autonomous drill dozer to support you. The drill dozer will automatically home in on the Heartstone, so your job will be to escort it and keep it running.
I want to talk about escort duty. I don't think I do. I think I want to keep this fairly clean.
Watch out, drill dozer.
Well, I think my idea of escort duty is pretty good, because obviously we talked about it on the podcast on Saturday, which is yesterday for me, but obviously 3 days ago for everyone. 4 days ago actually. It's going to be going on Wednesdays. We talked about escort duty industrial sabotage a bit because someone left a comment about it, and I think escort duty is pretty close. I understand that changing would be a lot of effort. I think it's very much a maintenance update thing. Could focus on industrial sabotage and escort duty. I think that would be a pretty wise move. For them to do it like at a time when they can't make a season, but they still are going to put a couple of weeks towards Deep Rock. If they are choosing to do more maintenance updates, which we don't know if they are, but I think it'd be very simple, escort duty, because I think, you know, escort duty actually has better variety than people realise in that, you know, we have the minimum length one here. It can be very, very short. Now, I personally think there should be an even shorter version. right? Where it's like Hextine length 1, where you go straight to the Hearthstone. I think it should still, maybe you could add, like, I don't know, it could be 2 length or 2 complexity still, and you'd have like a room in between. You wouldn't literally be just a Hearthstone fight, but there would be no refueling. I think that would be, I know people would enjoy that variant of them. But yeah, even this variant that we're playing right now can be very short. I mean, I think people don't realise that, like, you know, you're really not that constricted. It's not that time consuming, really. The bigger one can be very time consuming, and I think that's okay as long as it's balanced out to feel okay. And I think Ghost are definitely right about adding more phases to the Hearthstone fight. I am of the belief that you probably need 1, maybe 2 more Hearthstone oriented stages. But what I really want to see is the Hearthstone using unique swarm types, like Praetorian swarms or Swarmer swarms. And that really keep people on their toes. It could be genuinely really interesting. So something like that, plus, so you would just do that. So maybe 1 new phase, like straight up. So my idea of how you would do it is the first stage is always just a normal swarm. But the Hearthstone stages are 2 and 4. Number 2, and they both be randomized Hearthstone attacks. Obviously, the difference is stage 4 would use have a swarm, and stage 3 would be a forced special swarm type. I think stage 4 could use any swarm type. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. So you would just do that, plus I think adding a shield mechanic to Doretta. Oh. I don't quite know how it's set that water on fire after heavy You give the rest of a small shield that basically means it can take damage without you having to repair it sometimes. It would be especially nice for refueling segments where you just don't have... You shouldn't have to come back to her immediately. Like, you shouldn't already be on the back foot just because you're not with her. It's a little bit unfair. And I think that would do a lot. I mean, I did obviously mention the smaller variant, and I think that actually is a good idea. Industrial Sabotage is much simpler, actually. It's kind of a more it could be more complex in execution, but the number of steps to get Industrial Sabotage where it needs to be are less. I'm actually going to turn the game. I feel like it might be a bit too loud. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it's going to hurt by turning it. The game audio isn't hugely important. Anyway. Spitball Infector. Now, I like these because the Director's not going to destroy it immediately. It might destroy that one. Okay, or not. Let's go, please. Showing off. But I will, I think, because I will use his 25 ammo. That was like 10 there for that, so probably not really worth using Snowball against the Spitball. Especially because they stay frozen for a while as well. Oh, hi. So does it freeze immediately? It does. Okay, that's good. Nice! Okay, I like that. I like... Ooh! 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 Okay, so the Industrial Sabotage thing, well, first of all, Industrial Sabotage is like not as bad as Escort Duty anyway. So is my volume like super loud? It's not good. It should be. I hope I'm not being drowned out by the game. I don't think I am. But yeah, Industrial Sabotage is already better than Escort Duty anyway, especially with the shorter variant. But I think Tyler's idea is just perfect. It wouldn't necessitate actually making changes to the variants of Industrial Sabotage you can encounter. The idea is that you can fight the Caretaker immediately if you want, but it would just be much harder than usual. And you would only do the power station objectives to weaken the Caretaker. I took it further in saying that you can almost work downwards from where it is already, and that it wouldn't actually make the Caretaker stronger. It would just be like the normal fight if you choose to fight, like as it is right now. That would be what it's like if you choose to fight it straight away. But it would get weaker if you do the power stations. I agreed with him that you maybe want to make it slightly stronger. But on the whole, yeah, I think it's a very interesting, not an easy fix, but a very interesting one that I think would work. I understand why Ghost Ship would be cautious to put effort in at this point, because they've done it quite a few times for both missions and it hasn't panned out quite like how they wanted to. But I think giving time to consider ideas instead of just going straight into trying to fix it, you know, on a manpower level, maybe that would help. I don't know if that's, you know, they might have been doing that already. I don't know, but I feel like if you take time and consider like the ideas that we're pitching, because I genuinely think there's some value in there, and just think about them and come up with a way to implement them, then it might be worth the effort. As long as it's not taking away from a season development. Yeah. Anyway, so that was a weird little rant about escort duty and industrial sabotage. I'm going to skip to combat, I guess. Look at that. Idiot. Not much of an attack, is it? Right, I forgot what Fragile does for a moment there. Love a good bit of Fragile.
Hope the bandage stays on. Let me split your skull.
That was an overcomplicated way to kill that Victorian. But win some, you win some.
Dead.
Why? Anyone ever told you that you suck?
Doretta is purring like a kid.
I guess I'm gonna have to title this video something like Overcharger actually has a use? I don't know. It'll be something like that, I imagine.
Help me mine this.
Well, that was woefully uninteresting. I've got a little group of enemies here that's really going to show off like the fragile. Yeah, that works pretty well. Still inefficient. Okay, well there you go. Well, I think next time you see me, it's probably going to have to be like a proper big, like, enemy, big group of enemies. Possibly even the Heartstone itself. Unless something really interesting shows up, like a detonator. Alright. Cut! Goo Bomber. What do we do with Goo Bomber? Well, we start by trying this. Okay, and we miss. That's good. Good start. So that's fine. What I'm gonna do is find out the actual freeze temperature for a Goo Bomber. Alright, so apparently a Goo Bomber's freeze temperature is 320 or minus 320 degrees. Which means you should probably get it to about half and then freeze it and then you snowball.
Well done. All canisters are loaded. The drill
Which is
dozer
fine,
ready to move
I think.
out.
I don't know. I then looked at the Rockbox Goo Bomber and they just don't have the information on its like temperature stats, which is annoying. So as far as I know, freezing Rockbox is perfectly valid. And that would obviously extend to the bomber as well.
Swarm detected. Leave the drill dozer operational.
Here we go.
at all
Is that?
costs.
Hold on. Okay. I've got to use this back charge before I lose my mind.
Explosives. We gotta protect
Half air.
Doretta.
Okay, an oppressor. Obviously protocol here is we're going to use snowball, but we're going to use an impact axe instead. Do this. Oh, that was close. That was almost amazing. Don't do that.
Doretta won't take it like this.
That was woefully pointless. Right, so oppressors, bit of an issue.
We need to fix Doretta.
Get away from me!
I'm not scared of you.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Want to save the woman.
Players, not ready yet. The bugs are swarming the radar. Bulldozer fix.
Jesus Christ.
That Terra Trijoy eliminated. Bam! We got a fix done
I can't tell if this is good or not, to be honest. I don't think it is.
Target. The armor and
It's what we're doing.
hardware
Look at that,
are
nasty
readings,
bit.
but we expect heavy pressure when the drilling commences.
Damn it!
Hang in there. Supplies are on the way.
We ordered a resupply.
Supplies are on the way.
Bloody hell, you're hot, man. The resupply.
Ba 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 ba.
Keep the radar
I think I just got
safe.
jumped by a bunch of swarmers.
Resupply pod is here.
Well,
Everybody
oh, yeah, I did.
bam! Warden down. Now kill the rest of them. We need to repair the radar.
Alright, well, I think I'll see you when I start the Hearthstone fight.
Drill dozer.
That should be good. Looks like I didn't actually hit anything other than Victorian, so maybe not so good.
Should have left my news on the bloody space rig.
Let's go.
Drill dozer.
Wow. Terrifying. Big grunt. Probably banned this mission.
Damn
Gotta get
it.
the Holomite. Gotta get the Holomite. Oh. I'm about to bust.
Drill dozer running at full steam. Stay alert, team. The noise and vibrations are attracting the bugs. Swarm on intercept course. Get ready to protect the drill dozer. Swarm! It's a big one, team.
Dozer, repair. Yeah. Bigger they are.
Oh.
Quick! Someone debug the dozer! Stand your ground! Give no quarter!
Right, this is gonna be the bad part.
The dozer's just broken through the crust of the Omeran.
Coming rock strike!
Yeah, take a hit, I think.
Minus, alert. The drill dozer is taking permanent damage.
Impact axe! Oi! Protect the dozer!
Does that do anything? This doesn't. He might be able to. Might take. It might have taken more damage. Frozen. The rock.
Radar repair!
Rock takes more frozen. Takes more frozen. God, what? Oh God. I think I have dementia.
Contact. Swarm approaching the drill dozer. Hunker down and load up. The drill dozer is at the heart.
Anyway, I'm thinking about.
Keep it running.
Once again, I'm thinking about changes that we can make. But the problem is, I'm sort of landing on the fact that the most valuable changes would be changing like the build. So I feel like I just need to stick with it. But I'm just thinking about what mission I want to do next. I really want to try elimination. I kind of in my heart know that it would go badly, but I oh. I don't know if it means something wrong with me.
Things about to go boom!
I want to do something that I know is going to go badly. Maybe. Maybe I'm sick in the head. So what if I did it like this? That's pretty. That was pretty good actually. That felt pretty good. I mean, it requires close range, which you know, Snowball doesn't. But
Extraction at
oh well.
75%.
Don't mind.
Almost there.
Loretta from the beamer. Protect Loretta. Loretta needs maintenance.
We got an incoming swarm. Please remember that the drill dozer is top priority.
Little body fix.
Combat positions. The swarm's here.
Ha! Who's gonna protect you now, we crawling?
Come here.
Come and get some. We need to fix this. Anyone guarding the drill dozer?
The hull of the drill dozer is taking
Yeah.
damage. Remember, it's game over.
Not my problem.
If it's destroyed, so step to it.
Be all right.
Players ain't ready.
I think. Okay, we're fine.
Structural integrity of
Just
the
about.
dozer is critical. Do something quickly.
Yeah, shut up, mate.
Feel much
Goodness gracious.
Where
The
is
drill
that?
dozer served its purpose. The Heartstone is ours. Deposit it and wrap up the mission.
Bosco, help me carry this.
What the fuck? What the?
Explosives, spikes, your history. I needed that.
So close. Oh, what the? All right. Let's go. If the question I really need to ask myself is do I want to use this against different factions? Do I want to use it against the rivals of the Rock Box? No, I really don't. Oh god, it's not. It's like one of those situations where it's like, it's fine. It's a build where I at least know what to do in most situations with it, but it's just not. I'm not going to choose to use it over most others, you know.
Gotta wait for the reach.
Okay.
Go! Drop one isn't waiting forever.
This probably isn't going to be that interesting, is it? Ooh. Ah! Fuck off.
Starting in T-minus 4 minutes.
You a bitch. Oh god, okay, so
The mule has docked, initiating
now I really am thinking if there's anything that I could change while still using these two overclocks, that would make it better. I think the cryo cannon can't change. EPC. First of all, I'm actually impressed at how, you know, it's not taking like a ridiculous amount of ammo. I've always perceived both of these overclocks as extremely ammo hungry, and it's not, you know, the most efficient build, but I can't say I've been disappointed. I've actually been surprised and pleasantly surprised, especially by the EPC. So I think actually switching to charge speed was a good move.
One more mission and the assignment.
Yep. But where is it? Where's the assignment gone? Oh. Oh. Oh my. Okay. Oh, what difference? Oh my god, they're like the same. Cave leech cluster. Maybe I should do that actually. Not very good. No good elimination. Yeah, I think actually I'm going to do this. I mean, I'll do the. I'll do weekly priority. All right. Cave leech cluster. Glacial strata. Wait a minute. Oh, it's about to change, but who knows? Maybe the core hunt's different. It's not. Anyway. I mean, so, okay, I don't actually hate... I mean, first of all, I don't know if people know this. They changed it so that the mission rotation doesn't change if you have mission selected. Which, first of all, I do think that's kind of stupid. But I also think that we should at least be able to deselect a mission. So I'm actually going to have to disband and refresh, which is dumb. Maybe there should just be a button to refresh when it's over the timer. Look at that, much better. Scout's duel has a 2. Didn't mean that.
Time to get to work, team.
Oh, look at that port. That's good, juicy. Wow. So yeah, is there anything? So I guess the grenade is the one thing to consider. But I don't think our group's damage is bad enough to change anything. Which is annoying, because I'd like it to be better in some way, but I don't actually see a route to that come with more trade-offs in it than pros. So I'm just going to dive into this, make this quick, as a final sort of rounding up to prove this build. So what is it? So can you do this realistically with a different EPC overclock? I think is the question. No, I wouldn't say that you can. You can get close. If you were to take energy rerouting instead, you can get up to 90, which is only 45 damage off, which really isn't that bad, but it's still... Look, Overcharger's got to have something. And I'm not saying it's like, this is like by way of proving that it's worth using, because I still think it's an overclock that needs to be buffed and or reworked. In fact, a rework is my personal preference. I would actually rather it cut area damage in exchange for more direct charge shot damage, and have it like be like a higher velocity charge shot, something like that. I would also like the inverse of that, with just a massive fucking explosion with basically no direct damage. But that's kind of what Thin Containment Field is, which is why I think making it single target charge shot is actually valid. Especially because Persistent Plasma on its own, plus Thin Containment Field with Persistent Plasma, already is, you know, AoE charge shot. Alright, let's get this brief. Touring squad. I do not need your help, Oscar. This is going to be epic. Okay. Nice. Now what? Oh, that one actually didn't get hit. What?
Never gets old.
Piece of shit. Already down to 5 impact axes. Oh my goodness. Oh well. I'll deal with it.
Molly, come here.
Right, let's get this done. Send it to the goats. What the fuck, Bosco? What a fucking pink shit operation is this? Chicken shit, sorry. Hello? Why do I get the feeling there's there's something in here that I don't want to fight?
No, the flares are recharging.
Okay. Well, there's Snowball actually doing his job.
Ugly son of a bitch.
Oh, are you shitting me? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Fine. It's fine. Fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Taste the pickaxe.
Hey, fellas.
Eat land.
Okay. That was fine.
Taste the axe. Bamboo. Wash 'em.
This. Nice. That's what we want to see. Well, this is actually starting to feel pretty okay. The only problem is not only is it not like as superior to most other builds you could use though, I can just tell that it's not going to be good on more specialized mission types like elimination of industrial sabotage, or a mission with rival presence, or lift edge outbreak. You know, I can just tell it's not going to be quite there, which is really annoying because I can see potential here, but I know that it's probably pretty short-lived potential. Oh my god, there it is.
On to my part.
Okay. Protocol here. We probably can't freeze it.
Much better.
At least if I did, it wouldn't like make much of a difference.
Cripes.
Um,
That thing almost ate my pickaxe.
Actually, what I am going to have to do... First of all, that's all. Didn't really need to freeze them. I should have just either shot with one thing or the other. What I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to find out the freezing temperature of the detonator, which I'm pretty sure is like minus 1,000 or something. So, okay, it's actually much better than I thought. It's 490. Which means we should be able to do this with just a couple snowballs. The snowball should still keep it from unfreezing, right? So that's clearly not 200. Okay, this is bad. Oh, detonators are bad news. Which I guess maybe this build's okay in multiplayer because you might have friends who can deal with things like that.
What's this?
Oh no!
Oh, I got it. I need more ammo.
It. Oh no. What the fuck?
Flares ain't ready.
This is what we call a bad situation.
Power cells depleted.
Okay, that's some temper shock at least. Oh! Okay, now the ammo inefficiency has been exposed, I would say. That's not good, given I have nothing.
Hang in there. Supplies are on the way.
I can't even snowball. Oh shit. Bosco, save me. Can I freeze anything?
Resupply arrived. Go, booyah!
Forced me to think I had any chance in this situation. I can do it. Don't do that!
Attack here!
Don't let anyone tell you that the drills aren't S tier.
Grabbing ammo.
Easily the best tool in the game. Holy shit. What's that doing there? Who put that there? Oh, dearie me. Oh god, I need to take it. I'm gonna let you take a break from that. Jesus Christ. This lovely bunch. As in, I need to bunch up. I can throw you in one shot. Okay, clearly that's not gonna happen. What the? Awful, abysmal, bad turn of events, bad turn of events. Okay. Please. Spare me. Spare me from the terror. Alright. I'm gonna skip to the actual uplink stage. Said I'd skip to the uplink, but this is too good. Boss code, fuck off. I'm doing this by hand. Watch this. That's amazing. Kind of. That could have been better, actually. I'm being honest. Who are you? Get out of town.
Are heading back. Follow them and let's get that
Who are you?
part fixed. Remember, you can
Goodness
always
me.
put it on the side of the drop pod.
Yeah, so I'm at the point where I don't really know what to say about the build itself. There are points where it feels pretty good. There are points where it feels pretty terrible. I think if you're desperate for a way to use Overcharger that at least makes sense, then I can recommend this build to you. But if you're looking for something that's truly gonna be a good like beginner build, something that's just gonna feel good in most situations, that is both fun and satisfying to use, look elsewhere. So yeah, am I saying don't use it? No. Am I recommending it? No. I think it's just up to you. I recommend, as I always do, I recommend trying it. I think there's something going on here. It's far from the best build in the game. It's far from the best build even with the two weapons that we're using. But feel free to try it. I think there's something going. Like I said, I think there's something going on here. I think Overcharger doesn't inherently deserve to be used. But I think it's always interesting when you can find a use for things that are really just not meta. If that kind of thing intrigues you as well, feel free to give it a shot. And please let me know what you think. I mean, I don't really get feedback on what people think of the builds because maybe people don't use them, which is fine. I'm just here to share my own findings, really. But I'd love to hear any feedback if anyone does end up using it. But let's just ride this out to the end. I'll see you off once it's over. So surely I've gotten the next weapon mastery paint job on this.
Uplink triangulation completed. Remote control reestablished. Stand by, sending in fresh fuel cells for the drop pod.
Kill or be killed.
I don't know why people don't like spreaders. Pretty cool. Oh! Well, I will skip to actually having that set up though. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
Get them connected to the drop pod.
Yeah.
Flares are recharging.
So is this an okay place to do it? No. I'm going to take a few minutes to bring it down. Alright. If I get ambushed within the next second, I'm going to kill someone.
Fuel cells
Alright, I think we're
charging.
good.
Stay close to keep them operational. We're expecting an
This is it.
increase in hostiles.
Tell them to make it count. Oh. Get out of town.
Let's clear them out. You're dropping.
Come on, get in here.
Fuel cells at 50%.
The secret ingredient is crime. Yeah, I suppose maybe it's not actually that impressive when you consider the fact that I did, in this episode, I did 3 completely plain minimum length missions. Yeah, it's not that impressive. Nothing going on, no machine events, no extra bosses, no seasonal events. Yeah. Makes it a lot less impressive, really. Not that it was impressive in the first place, was it? I think the point still stands. I think there is something. There's something going on. I don't know if it's a good thing, but it's something. Kind of weird using burning nightmare shots, hard shots at single target damage. But yeah, this is it. So if you enjoyed this episode of Build Showcase, then please feel free to like and subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this and want to talk about everything to do with Deep Rock Galactic and Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core, but that was a mouthful, then please click the bell as well. Of course, if you did enjoy, please let me know what you thought. Especially if you used the build, let me know what you thought of it. And I've got a minute left, Bill, so sing along.
Mainframe booting.
No flares ready.
Not really. Die.
Calculating
Kill yourself.
orbital trajectory.
Look to the bugs, by the way. I think what we're doing this week, on Saturday, is going to be us looking at all our overclock ideas and rating them as how likely we think they are to happen. Which most of them aren't very likely. It's probably not going to be a case of how likely we think they're going to be in Season 5, because it's only one per primary weapon, and, you know, chances are most of these ideas we'll come up with before we even make ours, so... But it's more so just like a likelihood, could we ever see it being added, I think is more so the approach, I think. But yeah, stay tuned for that. But until then, this has been Build Showcase, a very, very not great build that I still recommend you try for some reason. So, until next time, thanks for watching.